Hi Taurus, welcome to your September 2018 read. This is going to be perfect if you are a Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. And yeah, so before I get into the cards, I want to say that this month looks really good for Tauruses. I know last month we talked about a lot of you guys being in a place of fear and having some things that were basically blocking you, whether it was in your relationships with, family, friends, intimate relationships, or whether it was your work opportunities. The main thing was there was fear in the way blocking you. This month, it seems like you guys are really moving past that and just like, even if you are fearful, it's like, feeling the fear and doing it anyways. It's really kind of that energy for you guys. You've definitely picked up steam and momentum. I feel like in terms of money, if you guys were having a problem in the past with your money management, or just like feeling like there wasn't enough or whatever, feeling like you were giving to too much, I do feel like things will be shifting. I feel like money will be balancing out and looking a little bit better, especially towards the end of the month. Um, and like I said, also for love, if there were issues or concerns in your love life, in your connections with people, even just with people in general, like your friendships, you guys being social, I feel like that's improving also the month of September. Actually, Tauruses look very social this month, right? Um, I've got three threes, which was really interesting. Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles, and Three of Cups, which I actually love, and I'll talk about the placements of those right now, or in a second. But it looks like you guys have a lot of good things coming to you. You've got the World card, you've got the High Priestess, you've got the Fool. So definitely, you guys closing out old cycles, beginning new ones, really trusting your intuition, taking those risks that are necessary, and it looks really cute. So let's just get into this. So at the bottom of the deck, the unseen energy, we've got the Two of Cups. I love this because whether this is talking about love or business or whatever, this is just you guys really coming into alignment um, with some really cool things in your life, right? This Two of Cups is all about equal balance. It's about partnership. It's about giving to one another. It's about just really feeling satisfied emotionally, like things are fair and balanced, and like you are working with someone, or um, working with a certain circumstance that leaves you feeling whole and leaves you not feeling depleted. Like it feels very balanced, very harmonious. Um, this can be the start of a really great relationship. And I say the start just because it is a Two of Cups, not to minimize its beauty or to minimize, anything about it. But it does, for me, feel a little bit like a newer situation. So if like a lot of you guys who are single, who have met someone new, or those of you who are in a relationship but have somehow this month been able to make it a little bit more balanced, bring you guys a little bit more together, kind of build or rebuild that connection more, right? So what you guys start out with, which I love, is the Three of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So you guys definitely, if this is a love situation, you can be dealing with a water sign person, which is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Really, this can be anything, but I love it because the Three of Cups is all about, it's a very social card. It's all about celebrating. It's all about going out with your friends, socializing, kind of having a good time. It's, joy, serendipity. It's just a good time celebrating. It can be about overindulging if you guys, watch your drinking, or whatever vices you like to partake in. Make sure that you're not doing too much. But I do feel like you guys are really out there on the scene and kind of celebrating more, going out more, spending time with friends more. Through that, a lot of you guys may be meeting someone new this month. So with this Knight of Cups, someone who wants to offer you love, someone who, is interested. And, the Knight of Cups for me is like that very, it's like that smooth operator, right? It's like that smooth, very loving, poetic person. Like I said, it can be a water sign person, but regardless, it feels like through you guys going out and putting yourself out there more, being social, hanging out with friends, I feel like you guys are meeting someone. So now, whether this is someone coming towards you or you guys going towards someone, I don't know. And it's going to be different for everybody. Remember, this is general. But it definitely feels like you guys are making some connections. You may be making a few connections, right? Because there is a group of people. But I think this is really good. And above that, you guys have that Three of Pentacles, which I also love. Another, for me, social card, right? This is about people of, all different backgrounds, all different beliefs, all different jobs, all different whatevers. This is people who don't necessarily share the same common story, but they come together to build something and create something that's beautiful between them, right? And it's going to be successful. So again, another card about being very social, about networking. This can be through work. You guys can be going out a lot due to like work parties. I know September, I feel like this starts the ball rolling for people like in, companies, like the holiday season's coming. So it's like this starts the ball rolling for people starting to think about all that. But definitely I feel like you guys are networking. I feel like you guys are meeting some really interesting characters. But it's stuff that can lead to really cool things if you want it to. Now, you guys can also be doing some of you guys can be doing a lot of online dating, like through social media. You guys could be meeting people through Instagram or like, I don't know, Twitter, whatever dating apps are out right now. But this month is really big on you guys making connections. And through that, for a lot of you single Tauruses, I feel like you may be finding someone, who's like, interested, or you're interested in them. And for those of you who aren't, if this isn't about a love situation for you, it's just really you guys really going out, being very social. With this Three of Cups, you guys being very attractive too, right? And people are looking at you and people are curious about you. And I feel like you guys can be getting a lot of attention in terms of work. Like you guys can be doing very good work. So you guys are getting a lot of recognition with that or whatever. But this is a really good start to the month. Now, at the root, for me, the root is almost like a past, energy of like, this is why this is happening. This is where all this stems from, right? And with you guys got the Knight of Wands. What I do like about this is the Knight of Wands, obviously it's like a completion, right? It's like 9s and 10s are all about completions of the cycles, right? The good thing about this is in this card, this person is almost anxious. They're paranoid. They're looking back at their past things that have happened to them. And they've been banged up a little bit, right? Like he's got that wrap around his head. He's been hurt, but he's still strong enough to fight. He still has enough passion to fight and enough will to move forward. So I feel like you guys have been in a place in the past where it's like all these changes were happening, all these things were happening. I felt like you guys had almost like someone had put you through a blender. But even with that, it's like you guys are like, but I have to move on. I have to move on. Just really deciding that you don't want to feel in this space anymore. And I feel like you guys have taken this energy and totally made it into something new, where you're like channeling your beauty and your social, your social spirit. You guys are really out there, putting yourself out there, because I just feel like you guys are in a place where you guys were tired of feeling like this. So from going to feeling like this, it's prompted you to now make the plans to put yourself out there and make yourself more attractive, whether it's through, for work or whether it's for relationship type things. I really feel like you guys just kind of came to a point where you're like, you know what, I'm tired of this. I can't live like this anymore. I can't be worried about this stupid thing or this circumstance, or I know I can't control all of these different things. I just really have to move forward and do what's right for me, right? Sorry guys, I'm having like issue. So I feel like that's what you guys are really feeling like. That's prompted you guys to just really take the chances necessary to take in order to go out there, put yourself out there, be very social, be very attractive to the outside world. It's like this energy of feeling like you're tired of feeling like him has what's done it. And I think that's great. Because in the recent past, you guys were Three of Wands. So Three of Wands, remember, follows the Two of Wands in the story, where it's basically like Two of Wands is making all the plans, making the decisions. Like when you're taking the time to look at the world around you and see what things fit for you in your life and your world, right? Well, the Three of Wands is the person who is sitting there waiting for all their ships to come in so they can just basically go. It's like, my bags are packed. I'm ready. I've got the plan. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. So when I look at these two together, because again, these are like, for me, different versions of the past, but this all has to do with why it brings us here, you know, in the now with this Knight of Cups and Three of Cups for me. It's like, you guys, whatever struggles and whatever battles you guys have gone through, you know, you guys went through a time period of just being like, damn, I just really hope I don't have to deal with this shit again. So I just feel like you guys are really in a mode of planning and trying to figure out things so that in the future, you don't have that type of friction, right? And throughout this planning of the future, I do feel like you guys were really paranoid and maybe looking back at the past and having moments of weakness where you're like, oh God, I don't know if I can do this. But ultimately, you guys are in a place now with this Knight of Cups and this Three of Cups where you're just like, you know what? I just got to put myself out there. Nothing's going to change if I don't put myself out there. I feel like a lot of you guys got that awareness. It's like, okay, I can sit here and be scared shit forever, but like nothing's going to change from there, right? So I think that's really good. In the near future, you guys are really trusting your intuition more, right? You guys are really getting, really building your muscle of your intuitive muscle, right? Really falling into that divine feminine energy, right? Because divine feminine energy is where all creativity comes from. It's where it stems from. And she is the divine feminine, right? So a lot of you guys, again, some of you guys may be dealing with a water sign or maybe meeting a water sign coming up here just because I get water energy with this High Priestess card, with the moon and the water at her feet. But she's all knowing. She trusts herself, right? It's like there is no needing to search for the answer. She knows the answer. She trusts herself. She can see things clearly, like on a spiritual sense. So I do feel like you guys will be coming more into that energy towards the end of the month. You'll be feeling more confident. And I think you'll be feeling more confident with that because it seems to me the way that you guys are putting yourself out there right now, things are really working out. And you guys have been trusting your intuition. So you're kind of like, oh, well, okay, this worked for me last time, so I'm just going to go with the flow. I don't know. It's like you guys are having more faith. You're having more faith, especially towards the end of this month, because you're noticing a pattern of how whenever you're doing things that you're guided to do or feel really good about doing, it seems more successful than the things that you are trying to like actively control. So it's almost like the way you're controlling your situation is by not controlling your situation. The way you're controlling your situation is by noticing what things feel good to you, what things make you feel balanced, and what things feel harmonious and make you feel aligned. And I think you guys are going through it that way. Now, hopes and fears. Six of Pentacles. We've got the balancer. So, again, like I said in the beginning, for those of you who may have been having some financial struggles, I do see that balancing out. For those of you who've been feeling like you've been giving more to a situation and not getting enough back, I do feel like that's going to be balancing out. It seems to me a lot of this Nine of Wands energy that you guys were paranoid about was really just because there's a sense of feeling like things weren't fair, feeling like you guys were always spreading yourself so thin to give to others, right? Tauruses are very, you guys are very, first of all, you're earth signs, right? So you're very stable, you're very reliable, you guys are very loyal, but you're like very big on family and very big on taking care of those that you love. And I see that for some of you, maybe in the past, like people don't notice your efforts as much. And I don't feel like you guys do things for like the accolades of like, oh, I did this. It's not like that. But I do feel like you guys have in the past been spreading yourself too thin. Some of you to people who are just like, they just keep taking and have like no regard for all that you do for them. So if some of you, I feel like, are falling into more successes, especially with these meetings that you guys are having, like with these connections that you're making. And some of you are almost afraid that, like, if people, there's some of you, and this is for very few of you, okay? This this is not for everybody. There's some of you that are almost afraid, like with your newfound success that you're coming into, that you're gonna get like moocher, like family moochers out of nowhere. But I wouldn't worry about that, because number one, if you worry about that, you probably will get that, right? Things we think about become about. And also that's like kind of adopting the mentality of poverty. Like, you just have to know that you're always going to have enough. And I feel like you guys are really coming into a place where you're going to always have enough to where you are able to give to other people if you want to. But if, again, just being very mindful of what people are in your life, and those that you do give to, in what ways that you give to, and making sure that you're not spreading yourself too thin. I think that's the biggest concern for some of you. Again, not all of you. But I do feel like things with money matters are really balancing out. I feel like you guys are really going to be feeling really good. And I think a lot of that is attributed to this High Priestess card. You guys trusting your intuition. You guys are going to be making really smart moves business-wise, and really smart moves, just common sense in the world-wise, of like knowing who you can trust. Knowing who you can trust, and not just like when it comes to money, just knowing who you can trust, knowing who you can give yourself to a little bit without them taking you in and like completely like spitting you out, right? Now, in your environment, you guys have a lot of opportunity around you. You guys may be surrounded by a fixed sign person, which is a Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, especially if it's a Scorpio, because again, I was feeling a lot of water for you guys in terms of if this is a love situation. But I love the World, because when the World card pops up, it just lets you know that everything's going to be okay. It means that you've been completing cycles that needed to be completed in order to jump to the next level of your life, right? This is like a leveling up card. And it really just gives you the sense that all things are possible, right? With the World, it's like unlimited wonder. What do you want, girl? You can have it. You can have it. So I really feel like in front of you, you guys have all these opportunities that are going to be surrounding you. Again, you can be dealing with a fixed sign person, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, or Scorpio. But I feel like as long as you guys are trusting your intuition is going to be big this month. As long as you guys are trusting your intuition, I feel like you guys are going to be noticing a lot of little different opportunities coming up for you in your future. And it's really about trusting yourself in order to guide you to make the next step. Because there's something you guys have closed out, so that's going to let you level up to the next, go on to the next level. Now, where you guys are right now, this Fool card is wonderful, because you guys are really ready to take this risk. Ready to take this risk in love, ready to take this risk in business, ready to take this risk just in life. Again, you guys have like totally done away with this 9 of Wands energy, and I feel like you guys are just like, you know what, fuck it. I got my bag, let's go. Like, I'm ready. Your creativity is beaming, right, with all that yellow. You guys are feeling really creative, really feeling like you guys are in a place where you can really make things happen, and it's good. I feel like Tauruses are feeling a bit lighter, because I feel like you guys have been a little bit heavy, right? Just a little bit heavy. And again, I really felt like you guys have been dealing with like a little fear monster on your back, but I think that you guys are breaking free, and you're just like, you know what, fuck it. Like, you guys are ready to go on this journey, and you're packing light. And make sure that you are packing light, right? Because you don't want to bring too much baggage with you to weigh you down. But just really, you guys are really open for a lot of new opportunity. Again, I think you guys will be putting yourself in positions to meet new people, have new work opportunities. And I really feel like you guys are going to be seeing things from a different perspective too. Now, you guys got the Hermit card as your outcome card. Hermit energy, we are in Hermit energy right now, right? This is Virgo energy. But really, just like towards the end of the month, I feel like you guys are going to be finding clarity. I feel like all this month is really about you guys and doing the things that make you happy, right? Like I said, Tauruses are very much about family. Very much about family, right? But with being about family, there's balance. There's balance in all things. And one thing that I feel like Libras, and I'm going to say Libras because Libras, their job is to balance, right? Libras are the balancers of the zodiac. One thing that Libras get a little bit more just innately than I think other signs in the zodiac get is the thing about balance is in order to balance the world, you have to be balanced internally and balance yourself first. Balance starts with yourself. I cannot reach out and balance the world if I'm all over the place teeter-tottering, right? It starts with self. Everything starts with self. So by the end of the month, you guys are really going to be feeling like you're totally calibrated, right? You're going to be finding truth for you. You guys are going to be like really this month going through the process of following your own light, what works for you. And then you will see it in the outside world, right? You will see how that affects your family. You will see how that affects your friends. You will see how that affects your relationships, in all ways. Because the thing is, people will feel that with you, right? So it's like, it's not so much about efforting all the time and trying to force and make things happen. It's really about finding balance within yourself, right? Because then that radiates out to the things that you touch, the things you're involved with, and the people that you're involved with, right? And so I really feel like you guys will be having a really good sense of that come the end of this month. Again, trusting your intuition and your wisdom, right? You guys are taking it all with you to make the best decisions, right? So, because that Hermit card, that Hermit energy is very wise. That Virgo energy is very wise. Virgos and Geminis a lot of times are known to be the intellectuals of the zodiac. So that mixed with that High Priestess energy of, basically taking your common sense with you, taking your spiritual sense with you. I feel like you guys are coming into some beautiful things. A lot of you guys are coming into new love. And are really ready to take the journey on that. And that's really, 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 really exciting. Okay, so I'm not going to clarify any of these. I feel like this is a very cut and dry reading, but I did pull oracle cards. So the first one you guys got is Moonlighting. So it says, you can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. That is awesome. And that could be what this Three of Wands energy was all about in the recent past, where you guys were making plans, making some new, business deals or working on a new passion project. And that could have been what had you a little bit paranoid to move forward. But you guys are really in alignment this month. So if that is the case, I feel like this is something that feels really good for you. I think it's something that feels really good for you. And I feel like you guys with this Three of Pentacles are really meeting the right connections in order to move that forward. So that's really good, especially for you entrepreneurs or just Tauruses are trying to do something a little bit out of the norm, right? So, attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And I feel like you guys really are enjoying this moment fully. With this Two of Cups, with this Three of Cups, with this Knight of Cups, like all this cup-loving energy, this full energy just ready to go off and go. This Three of Pentacles energy, this World energy, like you guys, I feel like are attracting and are very attractive to the outside world right now because I feel like people are sensing your heart. Like people feel that you're having a good time, right? Like I said, Tauruses feel like you guys are just kind of being out there a little bit more social and not being closed off to people. Just being a little bit more social and putting yourself out there and being a little bit more I just want to wiggle my shoulders, like loosen the shoulders, you know what I'm saying? Like unbutton the shirt type thing. Like you guys are just really kind of chilling and people enjoy that about you. People are finding you very attractive, but what's most important is they're finding you attractive because you guys are coming into a really happy place, and happy people, like they're just attractive, right? Everyone wants to know who the happy person is. More than they want to know who that bitch in the corner is being like hella salty and staring at everybody with a side eye. It's like that energy. So, okay, Taurus, I'm excited. This is really good for you. This is really, really good for you. I'm especially excited to see this after last month's read because I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit worried about you guys last month. Everything just felt so stagnant and so fear-based, but it seems like this month you guys are totally busting out of that. So, I'm excited for you guys, and please let me know if this resonates. If you guys would like to look deeper into your situation, I can always give a personal read. I've got my information down in the description box. But if you go to the About tab, you can actually see my menu of services and my pricing. And, you can email me. We could set something up if that sounds good for you. Also, I just want to thank you guys for all your support through this last year so far. It hasn't been a full year, but these last few months, I just really appreciate all of you guys who view my videos and like them and say nice things and subscribe and all that. I never ask you guys to, and it's just really dope that I do find support in you guys, and I appreciate it, and it's what I do it for. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to help. So, you guys enjoy your month, okay? And I will hit y'all next month. Bye.